Have you ever wondered if someone from the past could see what would happen in the future? Imagine for a moment that someone living over 150 years ago made predictions that are eerily coming true right now. What if they warned us about the challenges we are facing today, and even worse, those that lie just ahead? Well, that's exactly what happened with a young girl named Bernadette Soubirous, who lived in a small village in France. In 1858, she had a series of mysterious visions that changed the course of her life, and possibly the future of the world. At first, these visions seemed like nothing more than mystical stories, but now people are starting to see a disturbing truth. Her predictions seem to be unfolding right before our eyes, and the year 2025 may be the turning point she warned about. Bernadette wasn't born into wealth or power. She wasn't a scholar or a prophet, just a poor, uneducated girl from Lourdes, France. But on a cold day in February, while she was out gathering firewood, something happened that would change her life forever. She saw a glowing figure of a woman, dressed in white, standing near a grotto. This mysterious woman appeared to Bernadette multiple times, each time giving her messages that she didn't fully understand. Over time, people started to listen to Bernadette. After all, there were strange things happening, miracles even. People who touched the water reportedly experienced healing, and a spring of water appeared where none had existed before. While some people dismissed her visions as mere fantasies, others couldn't deny that something extraordinary was happening. Eventually, even the Catholic Church recognized the importance of what she had seen, and to this day, millions visit the town of Lourdes seeking healing and peace. Bernadette spoke of times when natural disasters and deep divisions among people would shake the world. She warned of floods, fires, and skies ablaze, things that at the time seemed unimaginable. But now in 2024, we see these very events happening all around us. Wildfires rage across the globe, floods devastate cities, and political tension tears countries apart. Could Bernadette have seen all of this coming? One of her most chilling predictions involved a period of great change in the year 2025. According to her, the world would face extraordinary challenges, but this time would also offer a chance for spiritual rebirth. She spoke of a great awakening when people would turn back to faith in large numbers, seeking comfort in something bigger than themselves. Bernadette's visions suggest that the next year will be a year like no other, a time when humanity will be tested, and we'll have to decide whether to fall into chaos or rise together in unity and faith. Her predictions may sound like something out of a storybook, but with everything going on in the world right now, it's hard to ignore the striking similarities. It all began on February 11th, 1858, when Bernadette, just 14 years old, experienced something no one in her village could explain. While gathering firewood near a grotto in the town of Lourdes, she witnessed a figure bathed in light, what she later identified as the Virgin Mary. This wasn't a one-time event. Bernadette would go on to experience 18 visions, each containing messages initially shrouded in mystery. The early visions were simple, messages of prayer, repentance, and faith, but as they continued, they began to grow darker and more urgent. She described seeing trials ahead, challenges that would shake humanity to its core. One of the most unsettling parts of her visions was a prediction that the earth itself would suffer. She spoke of natural disasters, chaos, and the sky itself ablaze in the years to come. At the time, these warnings seemed distant, almost impossible to imagine. The world in the mid-1800s was very different from the one we know today. But now, over 150 years later, those visions are starting to seem disturbingly familiar. Her visions also included a stark warning about the social fabric of the world. She spoke of a time when nations would rise against each other, not in open war, but through hatred and division. It's hard not to draw parallels to the political climate we're living through today, especially in the United States. The country is more divided than ever, with trust in institutions eroding, misinformation spreading rapidly, and people turning against one another. The most striking aspect of Bernadette's visions, however, was her prediction that 2025 would be a critical year, a year when the world would face unprecedented challenges. According to her, this period of turmoil wouldn't be just about physical destruction, it would also mark a time of deep spiritual trials. But amidst the fear and chaos, she also spoke of a possible great awakening, a chance for humanity to reconnect with its spiritual roots and find a new sense of purpose. She predicted that faith would face unprecedented challenges, yet those who accepted these challenges could find rejuvenation. It's this duality, fear and hope, that makes her prophecy so haunting today. With everything happening in the world, from environmental disasters to political unrest, people are starting to wonder if the next year might be the pivotal moment she warned about. While many focus on the physical events, wildfires, floods, and political upheaval, Bernadette's prophecy went beyond that. She believed that the world would face a spiritual battle, one that would force people to choose between division and unity, fear and faith. She warned of a time when society's moral compass would be shaken, and only those who held on to their beliefs, to their sense of compassion and unity, would be able to overcome the challenges ahead. Her message of repentance was central to this, not as a punishment, but as a way to prepare humanity for what was coming. She spoke of the power of prayer, not just as a religious act, but as a way to stay connected to something greater, something that could guide us through the darkest times. One of the key themes that emerged from Bernadette's visions was the need for people to turn back to God. She wasn't simply speaking about the rituals of religion. Her call was for a deeper, personal connection with faith, a relationship built on trust, humility, and hope. The Virgin Mary, through Bernadette, urged people to pray for sinners and seek forgiveness. This wasn't about fear of punishment, rather, it was about finding peace and protection in turbulent times. This resilience is a key element of her legacy. It's a reminder that in moments of fear and confusion, faith can serve as an anchor. Her life showed that faith doesn't have to be flashy or loud. It can be as simple as holding on to hope, even when the future seems uncertain. In a world that increasingly prizes material success and external validation, Bernadette's humility and simple faith are powerful reminders of what truly matters. Her life encourages us to focus on the things that give us inner peace, whether that's through prayer, meditation, or simply pausing to reflect on what we value most. Bernadette's visions also spoke of spiritual renewal, not just as an individual journey, but as something much larger. She believed that the challenges the world would face would push people toward a collective awakening, a return to shared values of compassion, kindness, and unity. As we look around today, with communities fractured by social and political divides, the need for this renewal is more apparent than ever. The idea that the difficulties we face, whether they are natural disasters or societal conflict, could lead to a rebirth of faith is a powerful concept. It suggests that even in the darkest moments, there is always a path toward healing and growth if we are willing to come together and seek it. This renewal isn't just about returning to religious traditions, it's about reconnecting with a sense of purpose and recognizing the shared humanity that binds us. Whether through religion or other forms of spirituality, Bernadette's vision offers hope that the struggles we face can lead to a brighter, more unified future. In today's fast-paced world, where technology and modern life often push us away from introspection, Bernadette's message feels almost revolutionary. For many, the events unfolding around us, from environmental disasters to global tensions, are pushing them to reconsider their beliefs and values. There is a growing movement of people turning to spirituality, not just as a refuge from the chaos, but as a way to make sense of it, whether through organized religion, personal meditation, or community involvement. More and more individuals are seeking something deeper to help them navigate these uncertain times. Her message to pray, reflect, and focus on what truly matters is a beacon of hope in a world that often feels lost. Her legacy isn't just about the past, it's about the future. Her message reminds us that even in the face of overwhelming challenges, faith and spirituality can help us find the strength to persevere. No matter your prophecy beliefs, her call to reconnect with what matters is something we can all relate to. When Bernadette described her visions, she spoke of floods and fire, rivers overflowing, and skies ablaze. While it's easy to imagine these as metaphorical images, the reality is that today these scenes are playing out across the globe. In 2023 and 2024, we've seen some of the most destructive wildfires in recorded history, from the United States to Europe and Australia. At the same time, massive floods have displaced thousands of people, and hurricanes of unprecedented strength are becoming more frequent. It's as if the planet itself is reacting to the damage humanity has inflicted upon it. Scientists have been warning for years that climate change is pushing the world toward a dangerous tipping point, where extreme weather events will become the new normal. Rising temperatures, melting ice caps, and changing weather patterns are causing chaos across the globe. But what makes this even more concerning is that Bernadette, a young girl with no formal education, seemed to foresee these disasters long before science could explain them. Her visions depicted a world in distress, where the natural balance had descended into chaos. Rivers that once provided life would become sources of destruction, and the very skies would turn against humanity. Today, those images seem less like prophecy and more like our daily reality. Beyond the environmental turmoil, Bernadette's prophecies also spoke to a breakdown in the social fabric of humanity. She warned of a time when people would turn against each other, not with physical violence, but with words filled with hatred and division. Today, this vision resonates deeply with what we're experiencing across the globe, and particularly in the United States. In the last few years, the divisions between political parties, social groups, and even neighbors have grown wider. Social media, once a tool for connection, has become a battleground for misinformation, anger, and intolerance. Political polarization is at an all-time high, with people more divided on issues than ever before. Protests, civil unrest, and growing distrust in institutions are becoming part of everyday life. She spoke of nations rising against each other, not with guns and armies, but with words and ideologies that would create deep rifts in society. Looking at today's world, it's easy to see how her prophecy has come to life. The anger and hostility between people have reached a boiling point, and the divisions seem impossible to bridge. The connection between Bernadette's visions and our modern-day crises is hard to ignore. Whether or not you believe in prophecy, the parallels between what she described and what we're seeing today are striking. Environmental destruction, societal collapse, and a world in turmoil all align with the predictions she made over a century ago. If you are finding value in this story, consider supporting the channel by hitting the Super Thanks button below. Your support is helping us continue creating insightful content, diving deeper into topics like these and sharing stories that keep you thinking. Her visions, while foretelling great challenges, also spoke of renewal and transformation. Bernadette believed that our trials should not destroy us, but rather awaken us. She believed that through faith and unity, humanity could rise above even the most difficult circumstances. As the natural world cries out in distress and societies fracture under the weight of their divisions, it's easy to feel powerless. But Bernadette's message reminds us that the future is still ours to shape. A single person or country cannot solve climate change, political polarization, or the erosion of trust in institutions overnight. These are global issues requiring a global response. Bernadette's prophecy foreshadowed a time when humanity would unite, set aside differences, and strive towards a shared objective of healing and restoration. Bernadette's life was a testament to the power of faith, but her visions were not only for the devout. The challenges she foresaw were universal, touching all aspects of life, nature, society, and the human spirit. As we face these same challenges today, it's clear that the solutions must also be universal. Whether you believe in her prophecy or not, the message is clear. Humanity stands at a crossroads, In the past few decades, we've seen the consequences of ignoring the signs around us. Rising global temperatures, extreme weather events, social unrest, and increasing inequality have all shown us that we cannot continue on this path indefinitely. Yet, as Bernadette's prophecy suggests, this moment in history is not just about crisis. It's about choice. We can choose to continue down a path of division and destruction, or we can choose to come together to seek solutions that benefit not just a few, but everyone. Faith, in her eyes, was the key to unlocking this renewal. But faith doesn't have to mean following a specific religion or belief system. It can simply mean having faith in each other, in our ability to overcome challenges, and in the possibility of a better future. As the world faces what could be its greatest test yet, this faith in the future is more important than ever. Thanks for watching. Join our community by subscribing to this channel. Until the next video.